Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you actually serious? Russia playing with the words of Armageddon, threatening once again, but this time calling out the very cities that Putin, boot, scootin', nukin', Putin. Once again, boot, scootin', Putin, Newton is saying Armageddon. Matter of fact, he's pointed out London and Washington. Let's everybody calm down. Get a cup of coffee. Everybody calm down. Because we're living in the last days. Okay, there's no question about that. We're living in the end times. Let me put a shout out right now for noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. It's quite interesting how this continues to take place. When you think about all the things that are going on last night and today. Wow! How about this? Noble Gold, one of the sponsors of our show, they're a Christian company, they're family owned, has just picked by the Consumer Affairs, the rating agency, as the overall #1 gold IRA company in the United States. You can talk to the team today, Colin Plumer, one of his members, if you're thinking of precious metals. Pick up the phone and call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And if you're quick, they're going to give away right now an incredible 1/10 of an ounce pure gold American Eagle gold-proof coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong, guys, with www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Tell them Pastor Paul Begley sent you there. Well, here we go. I mean, it's quite extraordinary what we're continuing to witness. Russia plays with Armageddon. Matter of fact, Russian President Vladimir Putin could launch nukes on Europe, according to his state TV channel. And Putin could be ready to fire nuclear missiles at London and Washington. It's crazy, guys. Every time they're throwing that nuke, the phrase, we can nuke this and nuke that around so much, guys, that it's actually dangerous. You just can't keep doing that. But here's what happened. On Russian TV, they warn of Armageddon at a nuclear power plant and then threatened to bomb London and Washington. Russian President Vladimir Putin's largest state-controlled TV channel has put out comments from the Ukraine native who loves Putin and who warned of a nuclear war in Europe. Russia has warned of Armageddon could be on the horizon in a terrifying warning aired on state-run TV. The ominous message was released that after tensions around the nuclear plant in Ukraine, atomic power plant, grew this week after Russia had bombed it. Ukrainian leaders, though, accused Russia of deliberately shelling the plant, which is the biggest in Europe. And Russia denies this, although explosions were taking place there after Russia launched shelling. This could create a nuclear catastrophe if you keep messing around with a nuclear plant. But there are fears that Putin's forces will blame a disaster and the plant on Ukraine and use it as a pretext to even deepen the conflict. Now, Russian President Vladimir Putin's largest state-controlled TV channel has given airtime to the leader of pro-Kremlin Ukrainian movement, Paras, Yuri Kot, who claimed it was Kiev and the West who were jeopardizing the nuclear safety at the nuclear power plant. Russian President Putin could be ready to fire nuclear missiles at London and Washington. We all understand very well that Ukraine and the West are concocting a fictional reality over this nuclear power plant, said Channel 1. We're dealing with the reality. We need to tell Ukraine and its supporting countries, Britain and America foremost, to make it clear that this Ukrainian nuclear plant is damaged and a disaster occurs, 2 missiles will immediately strike your decision-making centers. London. One would go to Washington, the other, London, England. Nuclear strikes. And that's it. There won't be any more talk. But he was slapped down by another television show pundit, Alexei Mukhan, head of the Center for Political Information, who said this would trigger the mutual destruction protocol, so I would honestly refrain from making such statements. Putin has boasted that his new Sarmat, Satan II, and his other Turkskan nuclear missiles are unstoppable by Western defenses. And meanwhile, on Russian Channel 1, Putin propagandist Igor Korkachenko, a reserve colonel and editor-in-chief of Russia's National Defense magazine, warned of a nuclear-style winter, even without a missile strike, caused by the gas shortages being imposed on the West by Putin. Millions of people could die, not from the explosion, but from the shortages of gas. So this world is doomed. Millions of Europeans are terrified by the coming winter months. It will be like a nuclear winter, an apocalypse before our eyes. Switching off the energy, lack of gas, there will be death in the streets, hassles with the police, and desperate people's attempts to survive. There will be no food, no electricity, and there will be no gas. So this is the threats that Putin, that's the propaganda game he's playing right now. And he's doing that to put tons of pressure on the American people, the European people, to try to convince them, to convince their lawmakers to back down, and let Putin have Ukraine, to stop putting up resistance. So this is how dangerous things are getting, guys, to be honest with you. They're getting very, very dangerous. We're living in the end days. I mean, there's no question about it. And I never thought we would hear this word Armageddon spoken of so many times by world leaders, or nuclear warfare, or World War III. I mean, these types of comments are just uncalled for in such a time as this. You might want to, thank you, Beautiful Story, for reminding us that you might want to get my webinar that we did on the armies of the Antichrist. This is what timing on that one. We did that webinar on last December the 4th with some of the best speakers you could ever find. I mean, matter of fact, it was this webinar was even featured on the Jim Bakker Show and made available for people to purchase because it's so good. When you're talking about General Jerry Boykin, Lieutenant Colonel David Giamona, Archbishop of Kazakhstan, Antonisha Schneider. And we go, I mean, look, it goes on and on and on. Some of the best and the brightest minds to talk about prophecy from the Bible is the armies of the Antichrist. You can get it at my website. If you go there, you can get it today. I think there's 9 DVDs. Do I have one here? Let me see. I don't think I got one here. There's 9 DVDs disc on this packet. So we'd love to ship it to you. I think it'd be great. And when the webinar that's coming up, don't forget it, guys. It's coming up very soon now. August 26th, Aliens and Fallen Angels. This is going to be so, so, so good. I can't wait to get this one out for you guys. It's going to be amazing. You don't want to miss it. Get your ticket. Don't miss it. It's going to be amazing. We're living in the last days. I'm going to be back. We're going to be doing a live show at 12 noon Eastern. It will be powerful. Matter of fact, it's going to be so powerful that I'm going to start the show on YouTube and my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. We'll be simulcasting at both locations. But I'm only going to stay on YouTube about 15 minutes because what I got to say can't be said here. It has to be handled on my website. It's just can't be done here. Okay, so I'll start on YouTube, but I'll be going to the website. So you might just want to get yourself ready, because we will be going to both locations and switching over, because what we got to say can't be put in words of what's taking place. What's taking place, I think, just went up several notches last night. But what does this mean long term? Or not, I'm not even going to say long term. What does it mean the next 7 years? Have we entered into that time? Is this Jacob's troubles? Or is this the days of sorrow? Or is this, well, it's 7 years. It has started. We're entering into the 7 years before the year 2030. What does that mean? Really, what does that mean? Are you saved? I'll be right back after this. From my brand new album, Harmonize and Prophesy. By so many people have requested I play this song, so I'm going to. Reading Hemingway. Since Ernest Hemingway was one of my favorite childhood authors, and I read all of his books, and then last year I was privileged to go and visit his home. When I found this song, I said, Heidi begged me, she said, please record this song. It's so pretty. I said, okay, we'll do it. I see geese flying high above the water, a child fishing with his father in the rain. I can smell blackberry brandy and chocolate-covered candy. I see a soldier crying on a train, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long, as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. Feel the deepness of his weakness. I can taste the brandy sweetness at a roadside Idaho cafe. I can hear old Teddy laughing, Fitzgerald's toes a-tapping to the roaring sounds of yesterday. Falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long, as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long, as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. and a shotgun blast echoed across the page. Falling asleep, reading Hemingway. The song was written by Mike Ward. The reason at the end of the song, because what you hear throughout the song is different parts of stories that was written by Ernest Hemingway. But at the end of the song, when it says, but a shotgun blast echoes across the page, that's how he died. As he unfortunately shot himself with a shotgun. And that's how the ending of the story ends in the Ernest Hemingway saga. But my granddaughter, Lexi, when we were in Nashville recording this song, she said, hey, I got an idea. She said, right at the end of the song, we should have in the background the sound of a shotgun blast going across the page. And some of us that were in there and some of the producers thought, man, are you serious? Do you really want to, do you think we should? And yeah, we talked it over for a while, discussed it, and she convinced us. I'll play that little bit right there at the end again. Just listen to that. Reading Hemingway. I guess I didn't go back far enough. Okay. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walked the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And a shotgun blast echoed across the page. Falling asleep, reading Hemingway. I'll see you guys at 12 noon with a powerful broadcast coming up. And you might want to get familiar with my website. It's paulbegleyprophecy.com, paulbegleyprophecy.com. When you get there, at the front page, you'll see at the top where it says Paul Begley TV. You'll want to click there, and that'll take you to the page where it says, do you want to watch YouTube or do you want to watch exclusive content? You want to click exclusive content. That will take you to the page where I'll be broadcasting live during the broadcast. So for the first 15 minutes, we'll start on both YouTube and my website, but then we will switch over just to my website because the content of today's broadcast could not be discussed on an open forum. It'll be that good. Don't miss it because we are in the last days. I'll be in the Salvation Station. Brock Begley will be in there producing the program for us, and I will see you guys at 12 o'clock on the coming apocalypse. Give your life to Jesus Christ. He's almost here. He really is. Are you saved?